In a galaxy where empires crush planets like toys, one human girl dares to stand alone, armed with nothing but her courage and a secret power the universe fears. Ayla Noor becomes the Black Star, and the fate of Earth hangs in her hands. Will humanity survive the Dominion, or will the stars themselves burn? The winter sun hung low over Harmony District, its pale orange glow slipping across the frost-touched rooftops of the human colony city like a last warm breath before dusk. The two moons, Euralia and Vashti, drifted silently above, painting the horizon with ghostly halos while students hurried across the courtyard of Helios Academy, bundled in half-zipped jackets and scarves, their voices muffled by the cold. It was exam season, and the sense of dread in the air had nothing to do with war or alien empires. At a desk in the far corner of classroom 3B, Ayla Noor leaned over her physics notebook, her brow furrowed in absolute concentration. Her classmates whispered endlessly, tapping their boots and checking their comms for the latest galactic news, but Ayla ignored every distraction with disciplined serenity. Her dark hair spilled over her shoulder like an ink stroke, while her eyes scanned equations that twisted and danced across the page. The world around her was loud, but her mind was quiet. She had trained herself to be this way, needed to be this way, because inside her, beneath the skin and bone, behind the quiet personality and the modest smile, lived a secret that could topple empires. A secret she had never asked for. A secret Earth had never wanted the galaxy to know. Helios Academy's intercom buzzed. "Students, please report," before the voice cut off. A low hum rose from outside, faint at first, almost like the growl of a distant storm. Ayla looked up. The windows trembled. A strange vibration tingled across the classroom floorboards, climbing the chair legs and skittering up Ayla's spine like ice-cold fingers. The humming grew louder. Then the sky tore open. A violent rent of violet light split the winter clouds as something colossal forced its way out of extra-dimensional space. The air crackled. Every student in 3B rose from their seats, staring wide-eyed at the impossible. A battleship, longer than the entire school district, descended like a falling monolith. Its hull was jagged obsidian. Its engines burned with churning quantum fire. Its banners, crimson serpents devouring suns, writhed like living cloth. Only one empire bore such symbols, the Galactic Dominion.
Silence drowned the city as the battleship hovered over the academy, casting a shadow that swallowed all sunlight. Students screamed, teachers ran for cover, alarms erupted in the hallways, but Ayla stayed still, her breath even, her posture calm. She had lived her entire life preparing for this moment, even though she had hoped it would never come. A massive hologram flickered alive across the courtyard, towering 50 meters tall and shimmering in shades of blood red and void black. An armored titan glared down upon the city. General Carvul, the Dominion's most feared warlord, conqueror of 12 star systems, breaker of the Varan Axis, executor of the Torchfall campaign that burned 3 human colonies to ash. His voice cracked the air like thunder as he declared, "Humans of Sol and its scattered children, you stand accused of arrogance." Students fell to the floor while teachers shielded them with trembling arms. Ayla rose from her desk, taking one breath and then another, her heartbeat slow, steady, trained. A screen flickered in her mind like a memory injected through needles, not born from her thoughts. Astrogene Program, prototype number 001. Current status, dormant. Directive, maintain secrecy until absolute necessity. She pushed it away and stepped into the courtyard. The hologram immediately noticed her, this lone, unarmed girl standing in the cold winter air, staring up at a galactic warlord without fear. Carvul's voice thundered, "Human child, where is your warrior?" Ayla blinked and answered with a voice soft, yet sharp enough to cut steel, "I'm studying." A murmur rippled across the watching crowd. She continued, "But if you're that desperate, send anyone."
Gasps erupted. A teacher fainted. A news drone zoomed in so fast it nearly crashed, broadcasting Ayla's face to billions across the galactic network. General Carvul tilted his head, then laughed, a deep, resonant vibration like boulders grinding together. "Bold, ignorant human." A portal cracked open beside him, disgorging a towering Varkon executioner clad in triple-forged battle armor and carrying a plasma cleaver the size of a grav bike. It stepped forward, its roar shaking loose snow from the Academy's rooftops. Ayla didn't flinch. She didn't raise her fists. She didn't even move. The executioner charged. In the split second before the crowd could scream, before weapons could fire, before the attack could land, Ayla's mind flooded with light. Astrogene protocol unlocked, genetic limiters disabled, cognitive gate number 3 released, neural reflex rate 12,000% above baseline. The world slowed, time thinned to a translucent veil, and Ayla moved. One moment she was standing still, the next she stood behind the executioner, her hand resting lightly against its armor, so gently it looked like a delicate touch. But metal groaned, then imploded, then shattered. The giant fell to the ground, armor crushed inward, its weapons scattered like toys across the courtyard. The crowd went silent. The hologram flickered, its expression twisted in shock. Carvul leaned forward. "What are you?" Ayla brushed a thread of wind-blown hair behind her ear. Her voice remained calm. "I'm human." She met the warlord's burning eyes. "And you're interrupting my exam." A whisper spread across the city, then across the planet, then across the galaxy. Humanity had made something new, something ancient empires had never seen, something the Dominion feared more than weapons or fleets. Ayla Noor, prototype, weapon, student, and the war was only beginning. The crushed armor of the fallen executioner still steamed on the frozen courtyard when Ayla turned and walked back toward the academy doors, the students parting instinctively as if space itself bent to let her through. There was no applause, no cheering, only a raw, ringing silence trembling through every breath around her. Some stared with awe, some with fear, and others with the stunned emptiness of those who had witnessed something their minds refused to understand. Ayla didn't meet anyone's eyes. Her steps were restrained, each footfall deliberately soft, as if she feared the ground might crack under her heel. Her breathing remained steady, though inside her mind, her genetic augmentations whispered data streams she didn't want. Neural stress elevated, reflex pathways unstable, cognitive acceleration threshold exceeded, recommendation immediate containment. She pushed the warnings aside. She had controlled worse. She stepped back into classroom 3B, where the heater hummed loudly, trying to fill the room with warmth that no one felt. Her desk sat empty, her exam sheet still fluttered on the floor from the shockwave. Ayla bent down, picked it up, smoothed the pages, and sat down without a word. Her teacher, a man who had taught for 30 years and believed nothing could surprise him anymore, peeked over the desk with shaking hands. Should I continue the lecture?" he asked. Ayla nodded politely. "Yes, please. I'm behind by 2 chapters."
But the universe had no intention of letting physics class resume. A sharp chime echoed through the room as an emergency comm broadcast overrode all civilian channels. Every holoscreen, wristcom, and school terminal lit up with the emblem of the Terran High Command. A stern woman appeared, Admiral Zara Kell, commander of Earth's outer defense, her voice calm, though her eyes were not.
Attention, citizens of Harmony District. Effective immediately, the planet is under level Omega lockdown. All civilians must remain indoors. Military forces have been mobilized. Static crackled. She continued, "We are negotiating with the Galactic Dominion. Remain calm. Stay in place. Help is on the way." The broadcast cut. Students panicked once more, but Ayla closed her eyes. She knew that tone. She knew that hesitation in the Admiral's voice. She knew exactly what it meant when the military asked civilians to remain calm. The Dominion was not done. The first attack had been a message, not a battle, and messages always had echoes. She looked at her exam paper again, at the equations she had worked on so diligently. They seemed so painfully small now. A teacher approached her cautiously. "Ayla, you should go to the shelter with the others." She nodded gently. "I will, I promise, but I need 1 minute." When he stepped away, she stared down at her hands. She still felt the phantom sensation from moments earlier, energy pulsing beneath her skin, muscles coiled like compressed springs, the world bending around her reflexes. She hated that feeling. She hated what it meant, because she remembered the lab, the needles, the scanners, the cold metal floors, the whispers of scientists who thought she couldn't hear them argue. Prototype 001 shows stable emotional response but unpredictable acceleration surges. We need to increase her inhibitor dose. No, she's already at the limit. If it spikes, her neural pathways could collapse. Humanity needs this. We have no choice. She had never wanted to be a weapon, but the galaxy had given her no choice either.
A flicker of light caught her attention. A translucent blue hologram appeared on her desk, her personal encrypted channel. Only one person in the galaxy could access it, Dr. Mira Solis, the scientist who had raised her, the woman who had created the astrogene prototypes. The closest thing Ayla had to a mother, though neither dared use the word. Dr. Solis appeared with worry carved across her face. "Ayla, I saw what happened." Ayla kept her voice quiet. "I didn't want to fight." "I know," Dr. Solis replied, "but the Dominion forced your hand." Ayla's nails pressed into her palms. "Where are you?" "In transit to Harmony District. The government has authorized orbital lockdown, but the Dominion is refusing diplomatic channels. They want you." Ayla froze. She had feared this, always feared this. "Why?" she asked. Dr. Solis hesitated. "Because they know what you are, or they suspect." Silence stretched. Ayla finally whispered, "You didn't tell them everything, did you?" "No," Dr. Solis answered. "If Earth knew the full extent of your ability, you'd be locked in a bunker for the rest of your life. Humanity isn't ready. The galaxy isn't ready." Ayla lowered her gaze. "Then what do I do?" Dr. Solis's expression softened. "Stay hidden until I arrive. I'll handle the Dominion. I've dealt with them before." Ayla wanted to believe her, but deep inside, a cold truth pulsed. This time was different. The hologram blinked out.
Ayla rose from her chair. Classmates watched her, unsure whether to approach or stay far away. Even her closest friend, Rin Harrow, looked at her like she was something fragile or something dangerous. "Ayla," Rin whispered, "are you okay?" "I'm fine," she answered gently. "I just need fresh air." But she didn't head toward the courtyard. She climbed the stairs toward the roof. The stairwell was empty and quiet, her footsteps echoing in the stillness. She pushed the rooftop door open and stepped into the cold air. Above her, the sky churned. The Dominion battleship had not left. It hovered ominously, blocking the moons, towering like a mechanical god. Its surface glowed with runes, shimmering with alien energy. And smaller shapes were emerging, sleek black dropships peeling off the main vessel like insects from a hive. Dozens of them. They were descending toward the Academy, toward her. Ayla inhaled slowly as her breath turned to mist in the frigid air. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want to unleash what lay inside her. She wanted to be a student, to live quietly, to have a life that belonged to her. But the galaxy had other plans. A vicious scream tore through the sky as the dropships accelerated, dark arrows streaking toward the ground. Ayla whispered to the silent wind, "Please, don't make me do this." Her heartbeat slowed, her pupils dilated, her muscles tightened. The world trembled as her genetic limiters began to fail, one by one.
The first Dominion dropship hit the atmosphere like a spear of black fire, sending shockwaves rippling across the sky so violently that the Academy rooftop trembled beneath Ayla's feet. Students below scattered with panicked screams as sirens blared across Harmony District, the city's automated defense cannons rotating upward and charging as they tracked the incoming vessels. But Ayla could already see what no one else could. The defenses wouldn't be fast enough. The Dominion had prepared for human countermeasures. Their ships descended at an angle, shields folded into aerodynamic blades that cut through targeting locks and missile streams like silk. One after another, they streaked downward, carving burning scars through the clouds. Ayla's hands shook, not from fear, but from restraint, as a cold click echoed deep inside her spine. Another limiter disengaged, releasing a chilling rush through her nervous system. Astrogene system alert. Limiter sequence G12 disengaged. Warning, reflex acceleration exceeding safe human threshold. Cognitive expansion approaching 80%. Stability compromised. "No," she whispered, her voice shaking. "Not yet." She closed her eyes for a moment, but the darkness only stirred old memories. Dr. Salas's voice echoing through a sterile lab, warning her that her abilities were not a weapon, but a survival mechanism, something to be used sparingly or not at all. "If I don't use it," young Ayla had argued, "people will die. And if you use too much," Dr. Salas had said, "you will." A violent explosion snapped her back as the first dropship roared past the Academy, fire spraying from its wings before it crashed into the athletics field in a storm of torn soil and shattered metal. Through the smoke, armored Varkon elites marched out, their plasma-charged claws glowing, their helmets scanning the area with predatory precision. They were hunting, and they were hunting her. Ayla stepped away from the roof's edge as another limiter failed. G13 disengaged. Her breath sharpened to shallow bursts as she fought to stay composed, to stay human.
"Ayla!"
Rin Harrow burst onto the rooftop, panting, eyes wide with fear. Her coat hung half-zipped, hair messy from fighting through the chaos. She froze the moment she saw Ayla standing exposed against the burning sky. "What are you doing here?" Ayla asked softly. "I came to det you," Rin's voice cracked. "They're sending us to the underground shelter. There are soldiers outside. Ayla, we have to go." But Ayla's gaze drifted downward to the courtyard where Dominion elites moved like shadows. "They're here for me," she whispered. Rin blinked, confused. "What? Why would they?" Her voice cut off as she finally looked into Ayla's eyes and saw what no one was ever supposed to see, the faint metallic luminescence beneath her skin, the unnatural shimmer in her pupils, the air itself bending subtly around her. "Tell me the truth," Rin breathed. "What are you?" A blast struck the rooftop before Ayla could answer. A Dominion elite landed behind them with a roar, its claws gouging into the concrete as its visor locked onto Ayla's genetic signature. Target, Astra prototype. Priority, capture. Rin screamed. Ayla didn't. Her eyes darkened into something fierce and resolute. "Rin," she whispered. "Run." The elite lunged, but Ayla moved first, her arms snapping forward faster than sight, faster than sound, faster than the air could flee from her path. She caught the elite's wrist, twisted, and slammed it into the ground so hard the roof cracked beneath its armored bulk. The alien roared as she held it pinned effortlessly. Inside her mind, more limiters snapped, G14, G15, G16, each one a painful surge of forced evolution she wasn't ready for. Colors sharpened into blinding clarity, sounds roared into overwhelming waves, and her vision began to fragment at the edges. She fought through it, tightening her grip until the elite's armor shattered like crushed stone before she hurled the creature off the roof, its body falling into a patrol below with bone-breaking impact. Rin stared at her, trembling. "Ayla, I didn't know." "You weren't supposed to," Ayla murmured, her voice shaking with a mix of exhaustion and growing instability. "Go, please." Tears welled in Rin's eyes, but she nodded, running through the stairwell. Before the door closed, her cry echoed back, "Come back alive!"
Ayla stepped toward the edge, watching as dropships circled the academy. Elites formed attack patterns, and snipers positioned themselves across the district. The Dominion had deployed a full strike team for her alone. She drew a shaky breath as the sky above split once more. A new figure descended, not a ship, but a warrior in obsidian armor riding an anti-grav platform. His presence radiated power, cruelty, and something older than either. General Carvul. He landed in the courtyard, the ground cracking beneath his boots, and looked up at Ayla with an emotion she had not expected. Reverence. "Human," he growled, his voice shaking the snow loose from distant rooftops. "At last I see the truth." Ayla felt a cold knot twist in her stomach. "You are no mere weapon," he declared, pointing his neutron star spear at her. "You are the Black Star." The words froze her blood. "No," she whispered, "that project never—" "It exists," Carvul roared, "and you are its beginning." She stepped back as her heart hammered wildly. One final limiter trembled inside her, the one even Dr. Salas feared. Her body spasmed, her knees buckled, her entire nervous system trembled as the last limiter shattered in a burst of white-hot agony. Limiter sequence G17, critical failure. Astrogene containment breach, core instability detected. Human safety probability 3%. Ayla collapsed to her knees as her vision dissolved into blinding white and her veins blazed with power she could no longer control. Carvul raised his weapon to claim her, but Ayla lifted her head and whispered in a voice no longer entirely her own, "Don't touch my world." The air ignited around her, and the storm finally broke.
The world vanished in white. Not light, not heat, not energy. Something older, something woven into the bones of collapsing stars, tore through Ayla's spine as the final limiter broke. Her skeleton groaned as if dissolving and reforming at once. Her lungs spasmed, her pulse roared like a trapped supernova. And something buried inside her, a dormant instinct born from forbidden science, unfurled with terrifying clarity. On the courtyard below, the Dominion elites staggered back, roaring alarms in their native tongue. Their armor dimmed, their shields sputtered. Even General Carvul, conqueror of 12 worlds, took a stunned step backward as the rooftop rippled with an invisible gravitational tide.
Ayla wasn't glowing. She wasn't radiating power. Reality itself bent around her. Snowflakes froze mid-air. Smoke warped in spirals. Sound collapsed into a single throbbing heartbeat. Time stretched thin, trembling, cracking, quivering. Ayla dug her nails into the rooftop. Concrete shattered beneath her fingers. "No, no, stay with me!" Her own voice echoed back as though she were speaking from another dimension. Astrogene core, unbound. Cognitive expansion, 100%. Threat level, beyond classification. Warning, identity fragmentation imminent. She clutched her head, gasping, "I am Ayla! I am Ayla! I am Ayla!" The mantra slowed the fracturing of her mind, but only barely. Below, Carvul spread his arms in reverence. Magnificent. His voice rolled like thunder across warped air. The humans created what the galaxy feared they might, a living singularity, a sentient gravitational anomaly, a mind forged to command collapse and creation. Ayla's pupils contracted to pinpoints. Black veins of cosmic energy pulsed beneath her skin, mapping constellations across her body. "No, I'm not that." Carvul stepped forward, smiling with fanatic awe.
You are the Black Star, the catalyst of the Dominion's prophecy, the end of empires, and you belong, Ayla screamed, not in fear, in refusal. The shockwave blasted outward, pulverizing the rooftop and hurling Dominion elites like rag dolls. Metal bent, trees snapped, stone pillars ruptured. Carvul stabbed his spear into the ground, boots carving trenches as he fought to stand against her raw, uncontrolled awakening. Ayla rose slowly. Her eyes flickered like collapsing galaxies. Her voice was thin, trembling, dangerous. "Leave my planet." Carvul's smile widened. "You cannot stop what you are. Your mind fractures even as you speak. Your body will tear open real space, and your world," he raised his spear toward the sky, "will die with you." Ayla stumbled, clutching her skull. "No, I can hold it, I can..." But she couldn't. Space peeled open. She saw timelines, thousands, overlapping like shards of a shattered mirror. She saw Rin crying beneath the school. She saw Dr. Salas racing toward Harmony District. She saw burning cities, shattering continents, Earth cracking apart, a black void consuming everything. She saw herself, a silhouette of darkness, ripping stars asunder. "That isn't me," she whispered helplessly. "That isn't me." Carvul leapt, spear blazing with antimatter.
Ayla collapsed backward as the world exploded in warning vectors and pressure signatures. Her instinctive power surged. A gravity shell blasted outward, catching the antimatter blade inches from her throat. The spear sputtered, choking in her collapsing field. Carvul roared, forcing pressure onto her barrier. "Accept your destiny." Ayla's voice cracked with pain. "I don't want this." She pushed. The blast hurled Carvul across the courtyard, shattering a pillar and burying him under debris. Ayla fell to her knees, sobbing, her tears evaporating from the sheer pressure around her. "I don't want to be a weapon. I don't want this power. I just want to be human." The storm quieted for a heartbeat. Her pulse slowed, her breath steadied, her vision unfractured. She found a thin thread inside herself, a glowing ember of identity, and clung to it. "I am Ayla Noor," she whispered, "a student,
a daughter, a human. Reality hesitated, but then footsteps, heavy, relentless. Carvul emerged from the rubble, armor cracked, cape ripped, eyes blazing with alien fury. Humanity cannot contain what you are. He raised his spear again, but the Dominion can. He struck. Ayla saw every atom of the attack, every echo, every possibility, and she acted. She caught the antimatter blade with her bare hand and did not burn. Carvul faltered. Ayla rose, trembling but resolute. You think I'm afraid of being powerful? She crushed the blade. It imploded soundlessly. Carvul stepped back, for the first time in centuries, afraid. Impossible. Ayla advanced.
Gravitational pressure rippled with each step. Snow lifted. Debris floated. Metal bent without touch. You think I belong to you? Carvul retreated. You are the Black Star. Ayla stopped. Her gaze was pure, unbreakable fire. I am Ayla Noor. Her voice thundered across the district. And I choose my own fate. A perfect gravitational sphere formed around her. Stable, elegant, controlled. Ayla lifted her hand. A Dominion dropship was ripped from the sky and crushed against the earth in a single, effortless motion. Carvul whispered, horrified. Humanity has created its doom. Ayla stared at him with a calm colder than space. Humanity created its protector. She stepped off the rooftop. Gravity carried her gently to the courtyard. Carvul roared, charging. Ayla met him head-on. The collision shook Harmony District. Carvul swung with ancient strength. Ayla moved with the precision of astrophysics. She bent space around his limbs, twisted the air, shattered his armor, crushed his pride. Finally, she slammed him into the ground with a gravitational pulse that cracked the courtyard. Carvul choked on blood. You cannot control what you are. Ayla leaned in, fury trembling in her voice. Watch me. She lifted her hand, then froze. Ayla! Dr. Mira Solace raced into the courtyard, coat whipping violently in the gravitational winds. Ayla, stop! Ayla hesitated, her hand trembling around a sphere of compressed gravity. Dr. Solace's voice broke. If you kill him, your core will stabilize permanently. You'll never come back. Carvul smirked through his blood. Yes, destroy me. Become the darkness. Ayla stared at him. Then slowly, painfully, she let the power fade. The courtyard exhaled. Ayla collapsed to one knee, gasping, shaking, crying. Solace caught her and held her tight. You held it back, Solace whispered. You did the impossible. You're still you. Ayla sobbed. I don't want to hurt anyone. I know, Solace whispered. I know, my brave girl. Thunder cracked. A massive shadow fell over the courtyard. They looked up. Another Dominion warship descended through the clouds, 3 times larger, cannons aimed at Harmony District. Carvul laughed weakly. You saved me, child, but you cannot save your world. The warship charged. The atmosphere split with blinding white. The main cannon fired. Ayla's eyes widened. No. She reached upward. The beam, a sun-destroying lance of annihilation, struck her palm and stopped. The beam of the Dominion's superweapon collided with Ayla's palm, and for a fraction of a heartbeat, time fractured. Cities, stars, and the fragile fabric of the human world seemed to tilt on a knife's edge. Yet she stood unwavering, the storm of gravitational energy swirling around her like a living entity, bending space itself, yet responding to her will
as if it were an extension of her very soul. She felt the weight of billions pressing on her consciousness, the terrified citizens in the shelters, the human fleets orbiting the planet, her friends, her teachers, her family, all connected through a fragile thread of hope that she had to carry. And though every nerve in her body screamed against the overwhelming force of her own power, she did not hesitate. For the first time in her life, she fully understood what it meant to be the protector of a species. Her mind stretched, calculating trajectories, energy dispersions, structural weaknesses in the incoming vessel, the probability of every possible outcome. Yet her heart remained tethered to the very thing that made her human, the desire to protect, not destroy.
The weapon's energy collapsed into her palm, its raw antimatter pulse crackling against the gravitational halo she had created. Sparks of temporal distortion danced across the courtyard, twisting debris and shards of shattered concrete into slow-motion arcs of light and shadow. Carvul scrambled backward, his farmer smoking, his cape torn in jagged edges, yet his eyes remained fixed on her, a mixture of awe, disbelief, and fury etched into his ancient features. "Child," he growled, his voice barely audible over the distorted air. "You will burn your world as you burn yourself." But Ayla, looking down at the massive weapon in her grasp, felt clarity instead of panic. For the first time, she realized that the superweapon was not the threat she had feared. The true threat was hesitation, indecision, allowing fear to dictate action. And she would not falter. She extended her free hand, the gravitational field responding instantly, stretching outward in a dome that enveloped the city in a shimmering halo of protection. The beam struck, and instead of exploding or annihilating the streets below, it twisted in midair, refracted, and finally dispersed harmlessly into the sky. The heat and pressure dissipated across her field, harmlessly, like water over stones. And the citizens looked up from their shelters in disbelief. Many thought they had witnessed a miracle. But Ayla did not think of herself as a miracle. She thought only of responsibility. Every breath, every beat of her heart, every shred of effort had been dedicated to one immutable law. She would not allow her home to fall.
The Dominion troops, seeing their massive weapon neutralized without a strike, faltered. Their dropships wavered mid-air, pilots gripping controls in panic. Carvul roared and leapt toward her, spear in hand, the last vestiges of his pride clinging to his will. Each step shook the concrete beneath him, each motion amplified by centuries of training and countless victories. But Ayla met him calmly, the gravitational halo tightening, an invisible cage of impossible density forming around the courtyard. She could feel every atom around her, sense every shift in the air, every pulse of energy, and yet she was not consumed. She was balanced on the knife edge of power and will, fully human, fully conscious, fully herself. Their clash was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Carvul swung with all the precision and deadly force of a seasoned conqueror, each strike bending the very air. Yet Ayla flowed around it, countering with movements so fast and precise they seemed almost invisible. Each deflection was more than motion, it was strategy, instinct, and intuition, drawn from a lifetime of survival and training, amplified by her genetic augmentation. The courtyard quaked with the force of their contact. Shattered stone rose in whirling spirals, metal groaned, and the sky itself seemed to resist the pull of their duel. Citizens and soldiers alike froze in awe, watching a human girl stand against the greatest warrior of the Dominion and hold her ground, unflinching, unbroken, and unstoppable.
Carvul, sensing that he could not overpower her with brute force, attempted a feint, an attack designed not to kill but to destabilize. Yet Ayla anticipated it, not through calculation alone, but through empathy, through the subtle intuition that only a human being could possess. She sidestepped, twisting the gravitational currents around him, forcing him to lose his footing. His spear clattered to the ground, heavy, useless. For the first time in centuries, Carvul felt something he had never felt before, fear, not for his life, but for the outcome he had never imagined. he realized that his empire, his fleets, his weapons, all of them were irrelevant against the singular living force of one human girl who had chosen to defend, not conquer. Ayla lowered her gaze to meet him. The storm of energy around her contracted, drawing in all excess power, all chaos, all fear, and focused it into a single, silent moment of command. She spoke, her voice calm, unwavering, but carrying the weight of every human soul on the planet. "Leave my world." Carvol's chest heaved. He wanted to argue, to strike, to prove dominance, but he saw the truth in her eyes. He saw what the Dominion had never truly understood. Humanity's strength did not lie in fleets, weapons, or conquerors, but in the indomitable will of its people, in the courage to fight for what was right, in the choice to protect, even against impossible odds. His shoulders slumped, and in a gesture that stunned both his troops and the watching humans, he raised his hands in surrender. "You are unlike anything I have faced," he admitted, the pride in his voice tempered by awe. "The Black Star is not a weapon. It is humanity itself." The Dominion forces withdrew. Ships lifted off, their engines glowing faintly as they retreated into the upper atmosphere. Carvol lingered, watching Ayla, his expression a mixture of grudging respect and disbelief. "This world will survive," he murmured, before boarding his flagship, leaving behind the rubble, the smoke, and the countless witnesses to a battle that would be recorded in history forever.
As silence fell, broken only by the soft creaking of broken metal and the distant alarms of the city, Ayla collapsed to her knees. The gravitational halo dissipated, leaving her breathless but unharmed. Dr. Mira Solis ran to her, embracing her tightly, tears streaming down her face. "You did it! You saved them! You saved us all!" Ayla's hands gripped hers. "I didn't want to, but I had to," she whispered, her voice raw with exhaustion. "I don't want to be a weapon anymore." Solis shook her head gently. "You're not a weapon. You're human. You just proved what humanity is capable of: courage, intelligence, and heart. That is strength no empire can ever conquer." The city began to breathe again. People emerged from shelters, witnessing the wreckage but also the miracle of survival. They saw the girl who had stood against annihilation and realized something profound. Humanity's potential was far greater than they had ever imagined. The entire planet exhaled in awe and relief. Ayla, exhausted but resolute, stood with her friends and her teacher, taking in the destruction but also the life that remained. She had faced the impossible and survived, not because of the weapons inside her, but because of the choices she had made, the compassion she had preserved, and the humanity she had never lost. Over the next days, the world rebuilt. The Dominion fleets had retreated to unknown sectors. Their defeat at Harmony District was whispered about in galactic councils, military strategy meetings, and marketplaces alike. Carvol's legend had shifted from fearsome conqueror to the one who had been humbled by a human girl. Ayla's name became a symbol not just of power, but of hope, courage, and the enduring spirit of a species that refused to submit. And in quiet moments, on rooftops, in classrooms, and in the forests near the city, Ayla looked up at the twin moons, feeling their calm light on her face, and finally allowed herself a moment of peace. She had faced the storm of the galaxy, held it at bay, and emerged not as a weapon, but as herself.
For the first time in her life, Ayla Noor, the Black Star, the child of the Astrogene program, the protector of Earth, smiled genuinely. She was human, fragile, yet unstoppable. And in that truth lay the final, enduring victory. The galaxy had tested humanity, and humanity had endured. Not through domination, not through conquest, but through courage, choice, and heart. And as the sun set over Harmony District, painting the snow and rubble in gold and crimson, Ayla knew that while wars would come and empires would rise and fall, humanity had found its champion. And it was a champion not born of ambition, but of love, determination, and the will to protect what mattered most. The story of the Black Star ended there, not with destruction, not with domination, but with quiet triumph.
the legacy of a single human girl who had stood against the stars themselves and chosen to be human, to be herself, and to save her world. And though her life would never be ordinary again, she had claimed something far greater than power. She had claimed humanity.
Ayla Noor has proven what humanity is truly capable: courage, determination, and the will to protect what matters most. The galaxy may never forget the girl who defied an alien empire, the Black Star. Her story may be over, but the legend of humanity's strength will live forever.
If you loved this epic HFY story, smash that like button, subscribe for more galactic adventures, and comment below. Which part of the Black Star's journey shocked you the most? Share this story with your friends and let the galaxy hear the tale of humanity's last hope.